So in the previous class, we are studied about the construction of the how the p and n type semiconductors are formed. So in the last class, we are seeing about the formation of n type semiconductors and the p type semiconductors by using doping process. In the doping process, we can add impurities to the intrinsic semiconductors. By that, the conductivity of the semiconductor will be increases. Okay, so for the obtaining of p-type semiconductor, we add the trivalent impurities to the pure semiconductors. Similarly, to get the n-type semiconductors, we will add pentavalent impurities to the pure semiconductors. Okay, so from that we can obtain the p-type and n-type two types of the semiconductors. Okay. So now we will see by combining these p and n type of two semiconductors by joining what was happening. So what will be happening? Okay, so we will see how what is the effect of joining two p type and n type semiconductors. If you consider the p type semiconductor, it is a in p-type semiconductor, the majority charge carriers are holes and minority charge carriers are electrons. Whereas in n-type semiconductors, the majority charge carriers are electrons and minority charge carriers are holes. Okay. Now we can just will make a contact with the p-type and n-type. Okay. So we will make a contact with p-type and n-type material. So we will get a junction. Okay. So we will get a junction with the p-type and n-type material. So at the time of the connecting or joining of the two materials, p-type and n-type materials, so there is a movement of the electrons from n-type to p-type and holes from p-type to n-type will be happens, because most of the in the p-type the positive charge carriers are the holes. Most of the holes will be present. Majority carriers are holes will be present on the p side, and on the n-type or n side, most of the charge carriers are electrons. Okay, majority charge carriers are electrons, and here due to the concentration variations, and here this is the positive charge carrier and this is the negative charge carriers. When we join these two p-type and n-type materials, okay, so sudden distribution of the electrons and holes will be happens, and some of the electrons will try to move to the p side and holes will be moved towards the n side. Like that, the holes will be moved to n side and electrons will move to the p side. So like that, when there is a hole will be formed here, the next electron will be fills this hole, and by that here we will get one hole. Here it will be hole will be formed, and here we will get the electron. Similarly, after reaching the electron here, another hole will be created here, and the electron will move there to the p side. So like this, there is a movement of the electrons from n type to the p type. So due to concentration variations and density variations, the electrons will be moved towards the n type, p type, and holes will be moved towards the n type. So this process will be happens until there is a some potential will be developed here. Okay, so this particular the positive charge carriers will be formed on the n type, okay, junction of the n side, and holes will be formed on electrons will be formed on the p side. Okay, so the formation of these charge carriers at the junction is called as depletion layer. The formation of charge carriers at the side, both sides of the junction is called as depletion layer. Okay, so after forming the this potentials or charge carriers at junction, so this potential further does not allow the remaining electrons to move to the further stage. Okay, so after reaching certain electrons to the p side, further these electrons does not allow the remaining electrons to move to the p side. Okay, so due to that, there is a depletion layer will be formed, and due to this charge carriers, the barrier potential will be obtained. Barrier potential. So barrier potential. This is the barrier potential. Okay, so you may observe that. So in you know, you may observe that in our barrages, when there is a if you lift the gate, the water will be flows to the downside. Okay, so upper side is the electrons and lower side is the holes. Okay, so suppose there is a another stoppage after this water. So then what happens? Again, there is a water level will be up to water level is reaches. After that, it will be levels. Okay, after that there is no further flow of the water. Okay, like that, when there is a certain level of electrons that we reaches on the p side, it does not allow further electrons to move to the p side. Okay, so like that, there is a formation of charge carriers at junction. Okay, so this particular charge carriers will forms the potential barrier. You can call it as a potential barrier. And these layers are called as this is depletion layer. So this is called as depletion layer, and the charge carriers which are formed at this junction are called as the barrier potential. Okay, so now this formation of the depletion layer and the barrier potential, and with the p type and n type material, is called as PN junction. PN junction. Okay, PN junction diode. You can call it as a PN junction diode. PN junction diode. Okay. So here, generally, the potential, what we are saying, then barrier potential is forming at this junction. That barrier potential value is 0.3 volts for germanium and 0.7 volts for silicon. Suppose these P and N type materials are formed based upon the silicon material, then this barrier potential value, the barrier potential value will be 0.7 volts for silicon and 0.3 volts for germanium. Okay. Similarly, if you can be constructed by using germanium, this barrier potential value is 0.3 volts. Okay, so now in this situation we are not applied any voltage. We are not applied any voltage. So here there is a term that is bias, biasing, B-I-B, it is B-I-A, bias, B-I-A-S, biasing. So it means we are applying some external voltage. Okay, we will apply some external voltage. By that, the characteristics of the PN junction diode will be changes. So biasing is nothing but applying some energy or voltage externally. We will apply. We will apply some voltage externally, that is called as biasing. So applying biasing in different ways. Okay. So in this case, this particular PN junction diode, in this particular diode, there is no biasing. We are not applying any voltage. Okay. So now we have to apply some biasing. So that is forward biasing and reverse biasing. There are two types of biasing. One is forward bias, forward biasing and reverse biasing. Reverse biasing. Okay, so we'll see what is the forward biasing and reverse biasing. And before that, we'll see how these electrons will be fills the holes. So that we'll see in detail this. See here. So, movement of holes. Okay, if you observe that initially this is the A is the hole. Okay, A is the hole and B is the electron. B is the electron. So whenever these dot lines are all are electrons and this is the white one is the hole. Whenever there is a some uh, movement of electrons is there, so this electron will be fills to A and B will becomes as hole. Okay, so electron will move to the A and the hole will move to the B. Like that, again another electron after the B will be fills the B and hole will move to the right side. So when the electrons will move to the left side, holes will be moved to the right side. So like this, the recombination of the holes and electrons will be takes place at the junction of the PN junction diode. At the PN junction diode, the electrons will move towards the P side and holes will be moved towards the N side. So, so like this, the holes will be formed. Okay. Here we are saying that movement of holes. So holes will be moved towards the right side and electrons will be moved towards the left side. So if you consider this combination, it is a hole and this is the B is the electron. So electron will fills the A and by that hole will be created at B. That is shown here. The hole will be created at B and electron will fills the A. So again,
Seriously.
yeah. So for each diode there is a separate representation and separate identification will be there. Okay, we will also show those different diagrams, different types of diodes diagrams I will show. Okay, practical diodes will show symbols of the practical diodes. Okay, so like this, the formation of the electrons moves to the P side and holes will move to the right side of the PN junction diode. So here we are saying that one thing that is biasing. So biasing nothing but applying voltage to the PN junction is called the biasing. Application or applying the voltage, external voltage to the diode is called as biasing. So that biasing is two types. One is forward bias and another one is reverse bias. Forward bias and reverse bias. So here consider this figure. We can say that forward bias. So whenever the battery voltage, this is the battery. Here we have positive and negative battery symbols. The P type is connected to positive terminal and N type is connected to negative terminal. Then this type of the connection is called as forward bias. Forward biasing of the PN junction diodes or forward biasing of the diode. So P type to the positive terminal and N type to the negative terminal. So by connecting in this way, it is called as forward bias, forward biasing. Okay. So in this situation, what we'll see, what is happening. So here these are the holes. These are the p type. These are the holes, and at that immediate that one is negative. Okay, and these are the negatives, and these are the positive charge gaps, that is holes. So when we apply the positive or forward bias, the positive side of the battery, and this is a p type is the holes, and holes are also positive charge carriers. Then what happens? This is the positive charge carrier and this is the positive terminal. So then the holes will be repelled by this positive terminal. The holes in the p type is repelled by this positive terminal. Similarly, in the n type it is electrons. Electrons are negative charge carriers, and this is the battery terminal negative. Okay, so by this negative terminal, these electrons will be repelled, and due to that, the holes will be moved to the n side, and the electrons will move to the p side. Electrons will move to the p side. So, like that, the electrons and holes will be transferred. Electrons will move to the p side, and holes will move to the n side. Like this, we have transfer of the charge carriers due to the forward bias. Okay, the main reason is positive terminal will be repels this particular holes. Holes are positive charge carriers. That's why holes will try to move to n type n side, and in the n type side, n type electrons are negative charge carriers, and negative terminal of the battery, this will be repelled, and due to that, electrons will move towards the p side, and holes will move towards the n side. Okay, so like that, in such process, what happens? We are told that there is a potential barrier. Okay, depletion layer, potential barrier or depletion layer. So that depletion layer will becomes narrower, because suddenly the electrons is moving to the left side, and holes will move to the right side, and due to that, that barrier is breaks, or it may be becomes narrower. It becomes narrower. So by that, what happens? There is a, if suppose we are increasing the voltage, if we increase the voltage, then what happens? This barrier will be breaks, and suddenly the current will be rises, and suddenly the current will be rises. So like this, we have the forward bias characteristics of a diode. So similarly, we have so if you consider this the figure when there is a unbiased, okay. So this is the p side, white are the holes, and this gold color dots are the electrons. Okay, when unbiased, it means we are not applied any voltage to the diode. In such situation, we have this type of the formation. Depletion layer will be formed. Depletion layer, this is the depletion layer, and this is the junction. So on the junction, this side is negative and this is the positive side. Okay, so this is the unbiased condition. So, and this is the reverse bias. Reverse bias condition. We apply the reverse bias. Or how we can apply reverse bias means the p side of the p side of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and the n side or n type of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Just we are reversing. So previously forward bias is nothing but p to p side to positive terminal, n side n type to the negative terminal. So that is a forward biasing. So whereas in reverse biasing, we will connect opposite. That is p type is connected to negative, and n type is connected to positive. Just reverse. That's why this is called as reverse biasing. So previously it is positive to positive, negative to negative. Positive p type to the positive, and n type to the negative. That is forward bias. Whereas in the reverse bias, p type is negative and n type is positive terminal of the battery. Like this we will connect. By this connection, what happens? So what is the how the diode will be changes its characteristics? We'll see. So here in the p type, it is holes. Okay, majority carriers are the holes, and n-type electrons are the majority charge carriers. Okay, so we are applied negative and positive, negative to the positive p-type and positive to the n-type. So by applying like this, the negative side of the battery will attract the positive charge carriers. Here the positive charge carriers are holes. Holes will be attracted by the negative terminal of the battery. Similarly, the electrons on the n side or n-type material will be attracted by the positive terminal. Okay, you can understand. Okay, so the holes are positive charge carriers on the p type. So majority are holes, majority charge carriers are holes in the p type, and those holes will be attracted by the negative terminal. And here in n type, electrons are the majority charge carriers, and those electrons will be attracted by the this positive terminal of the battery. So by that, what happens? The electrons tries to reach the positive terminal, holes will be tries to negative terminal. Due to that, the depletion layer at the junction will be increases, widens. We can say wide depletion layer will be formed. Okay, so like this, in such situation, there is no current will be flows. In the reverse bias condition, there is no current will be flows through the junction. Okay, so then we can say it will act as an open circuit. So there is no current flows because this barrier, the depletion layer will be increases. It further stops to flow of the electrons and holes because of the application of reverse biasing. By the applying the reverse bias, it will be makes the depletion layer region is increases, widens. Okay, so due to that there is no current will be flows. In such situation, we can call it is a in open circuit. So in the previous case, by the application of the forward bias, this depletion layer will be decreases, and the current will flow through this diode. The current will be flows through this diode. So in such situation, we can say it is a short circuit. Short circuit. So from these 2 points, we can say that when the diode is connected in forward bias, it will act as a short circuit. When the diode is acts as a reverse, when the diode is connected reverse bias, it will act as an open circuit. Open circuit. So depending upon the type of the applying voltages, it will be makes short circuit or open circuit. So from this, yeah. So these are the VI characteristics of the PN junction diode. So VI is the voltage and current. So we will apply the voltage. How the current will flow through the current through the diode will be observed by using this VI characteristics of PN junction diode. So for that, you will see. So on the graph, so this is the 0 point. Okay, from 0 point, we will apply the forward bias, positive side. So then what happens? Initially it is very small amount of the current will be occurs by the forward biasing. In forward bias, so this is the fixed battery. Okay, so we use the variable battery, variable voltage. We use the voltage source. From that we can change the voltage, variable voltage. Okay, so by changing the voltage across PN junction diode in the forward bias, by changing the voltage across the PN junction diode, okay, in the forward bias, initially small voltage, initially 0 voltage. In such situation, there is no current will be, there is no current in the diode. So small increase the voltage across the diode slowly. So then there is a short amount of the small amount of the current will be begins. See here, this at this point voltage is 0 and the current is also 0. So slowly increase the forward bias voltage. forward bias voltage. Then there is a rise of the current, a small rise of the current will be occurs in the positive side. Okay, so then you can increase forward bias voltage. So after reaching a certain value of the forward bias voltage, so this particular current suddenly increases, linearly increases, so that you can understand. So because so after certain voltage, the current suddenly rises. Okay, further the current rises. Okay, it is increases like a linearly increases. Okay, if you increase the further voltage, the current will be rises. This is the forward bias characteristics. We can call this is a forward bias characteristics of a PN junction diode. So where the current is suddenly starts to rise, that particular point of voltage is called as knee voltage. Knee, Knee, knee voltage. Because so the change of the current, the shape of the change of the current is same as our knee. Human body, in our human body we have a knee, mokal. So mokal formation. If you observe that, the sudden rise of the current at this point will be same shape as our knee of the human body. So that's why this particular voltage is considered as knee voltage. Knee voltage. This knee voltage is corresponds to, for germanium it is 0.3 volts and silicon it is 0.7 volts. It means until that particular point of voltage, that is up to the knee voltage 0.3 volts or 0. So the point of voltage where the current suddenly rises, that particular value of voltage, forward bias voltage is considered as the knee voltage. That is the 0.3 volts and 0.7 volts for silicon, 0.3 volts for germanium and 0.7 volts for silicon. So in the formation of the PN junction, we are already explained that how this how the barrier potential will be formed. So at that moment, I was told that for germanium, the barrier potential is 0.3 volts. For silicon, it is 0.7 volts. Okay. So there is a potential barrier. Okay. For that potential barrier, value is 0.3 for germanium and 0.7 volts for silicon. So until that, a small amount of current will be increases. So once the applied voltage reaches that particular value, it means it breaks that particular barrier potential. Okay, until that barrier potential value, a small amount of the current will flows. Like that, suppose we have a in the barriers we have gates. Okay, so we are slowly opening. Then what happens? A small amount of water will flow through that gate. Okay, we are again raising. Okay, after raising fully, what happens? More amount of current, more amount of water will be flows. Okay, total water will flow like that only. So there is a potential barrier is there. Okay, in the PN junction diode. So that potential barrier corresponds to charge carriers. Here charge carriers, not the water. So here we use the charge carriers. Okay, so we are applying from zero voltage. We are applying from zero voltage. From applying from zero voltage, slowly increasing. So there is a small effect is there. So that's why a small amount of current will flows. After reaching or breaking of this 0.3 volts, this 0.3 volts corresponds to barrier potential. Without applying any biasing voltage, there is a barrier potential will be there in the diode. In the diode, there is a barrier potential will be there between P and junction, P and N junction. Okay, so once the applied voltage reaches the or breaks or above that 0.3 volts or barrier potential, so suddenly that barrier will be breaks down, and due to that, sudden movement of the electrons will be takes place, and due to that, the current will rises linearly. If you further increases the voltage, this will be the current will be rises. So this will be known as a forward bias. forward bias current. Forward bias current. Okay. So from this we have some representations of forward rise. Forward resistance. Okay. So you will find out the forward resistance, that is R is equals to V by I. So we can find out the at any point of point we can find out the resistance. So that resistance R is equals to V by I. And one more thing you can observe that the forward current is in the terms of the milliamperes. So the forward current is in milliamperes. In milliamperes. So whereas so this is the current will be flows. So then it will be acts as a short circuit. It will be acts as a short circuit. So these points are the main things. Okay. So coming to the reverse bias. So still you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask. So anyone please take the participants list screenshot further WhatsApp to me.
సార్ ఏంటి సార్ అర్థం అవ్వలేదు
Ma?
సార్ అర్థం అవ్వలేదు సార్ ఏంటి సార్ తీసుకోమా
So anyone please take the screenshot of participants list.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్
Attendance.
Attendance, yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. So we are saying that that when the forward bias is applied, the diode will be acts as a short circuit, and due to that the amount of the current will flows through the diode. Okay. So in the reverse bias, it means so okay, this is the reverse bias condition. So when the P side is connected to negative and the N side is connected to positive. So in such situation, we are saying that the depletion layer, the region between the across the junction is increases, and due to that there is no further recombination of the electrons and holes will be takes place. No recombination. So that's why the current does not flow through this diode. Okay, in such situation we can call it as a, it is called as a, in such situation we can call it as open circuit, because there is no current, it is like a open. Okay, so we are saying that the electrons, the holes will be attracted by the negative, and electrons will be attracted with positive. So that's why there is no current. Further recombination is not possible. But there is a small amount of the current will be takes place, because here this is the electron. Okay, wait. So the minority charge carriers, that current is due to the minority charge carriers. There is a small reverse current is there in the reverse bias condition. In the reverse bias condition, there is a
a small reverse current will be flows. Okay, because here the holes will be attracted, but electrons are there here. Okay, so electrons will be tries to move through this junction. And here in the n-type minority charge carriers are there. Minority charge carriers are holes, and those holes will be tries to attract most through this junction. Okay, so and due to that, there is a small reverse current will be there. So that reverse current is called as reverse saturation current. Reverse saturation current. Okay, so you observe that. So here the holes will be attracted here, and electrons will be attracted here. That is the actual reverse bias condition. Now there are minority charge carriers also there. Minority charge carriers. In the p-type, minority charge carriers are electrons. In the n-type, minority charge carriers are holes. These will comes recombination, a small amount of the current. Okay, so the holes on the n-type will try to attract the negative terminal, and the electrons on the p-type will try to move towards the positive side. So due to that, these minority charge carriers, there is a small reverse current will be flows. Okay, so that reverse current we can call it as a reverse saturation current. So here observe this one. So we apply the voltage in reverse direction, that is reverse voltage, reverse biasing. So by the application of increasing the reverse voltage, by increasing the reverse voltage, a small reverse current will be starts flowing. Small reverse current. So this is the reverse current of small value. So this is in terms of the microamperes. This is the reverse current negative. This is the reverse current is negative, and this reverse current is in terms of microamperes, whereas forward current is in terms of milliamperes. Forward current is in terms of milliamperes, whereas reverse current is in microamperes. So a small amount of current will flow. That is minus 50 milliamperes for germanium and 20 milliamperes for silicon. I think this is not correct. Microamperes, not milliamperes. Okay, so this is the microamperes. Okay, so that will be that amount, small amount of current will flow. So we will discuss in the next class. So there is a 1 minute is there. So if you are free, I will send another link.